Hello and welcome to this lecture. Today we are going to discuss endometrial hyperplasia, and the cause of the endometrial hyperplasia is the increase of the estrogen level in the body, and a prolonged increase of the estrogen level in the body can be responsible for endometrial proliferation, or we can explain in terms of hyperplasia, and it is also the precursor for the endometrial carcinoma as well. And the question arises that what is the cause of the increase of the estrogen hormone? It could be caused because of the obesity, or it could be caused because of the, for example, we can say prolonged administration of the estrogenic steroids, or estrogen producing ovary lesions, which can be explained in terms of polycystic ovary syndrome, or in case of the failure of ovulation, we can be described as perimenopause stage. How can we classify? We can classify into three sections. Number one is simple hyperplasia, then we have complex hyperplasia, and then we have atypical hyperplasia. In broadly, we classify them into two categories. One is hyperplasia with atypia, and the second one is hyperplasia without atypia. So we can classify either in the form of complex or simple or atypical, or we can explain in terms of the cytological atypia, which could be explained with atypia or without atypia. But the important thing is that if a patient having hyperplasia, endometrial hyperplasia with atypia, then it may have chances or more risk to become carcinoma. Whereas hyperplasia without atypia having low chance or low risk of progression of disease into endometrial carcinoma. If we take a look of the structures, these are the pictures of number one. The picture A is talking about disordered endometrium contain dilated glands, and you can see that the glands are quite dilated. This is one picture. Let me remark again. Yeah, this picture, this gland is showing you quite big in size, disoriented, quite dilated. Whereas in figure B, this is another complex hyperplasia without atypia, which consists of clusters of closely packed gland. I mean, you can see this is closely packed gland that forming a cluster. That another formation of closely packed gland with clusters. So they are complex hyperplasia. Why they are complex? Because there are number of glands surrounding in one area, in one cluster. They are closely packed together. And if you need to understand that how normal histology of the endometrium look like, I just find one of the website that can able to help you in this case. Let me show you. This is the website proteinatlas.org, and they having a wide information, wide histological slides of the human histology or normal tissue structures that will help to differentiate the histology and pathology, histopathology. And if you see this picture, this is a picture of the endometrium, and you can see that we have endometrial gland, we have endometrial stroma, and we have the endometrial surface epithelium. The outer surface is endometrial surface, and then we have the glands. And if we zoom this picture, so you can see this picture in zoom. Like the surface of the epithelium consists of simple columnar cells, which is glandular cells. Then these are the normal glands, the endometrial glands that is showing you on the left side, and between them the material is secreted material that is present. So when you see this picture and you compare with the pathological slides of endometrial hyperplasia, you can see that they will be big in size of the endometrial gland. Why? Because of the secretion, high secretory material, and the gland are dilated. So that is a key observation. And if they are concentrated in one area, formation of the cluster, then can be explained in terms of the complex hyperplasia. This picture, the third one, is a complex hyperplasia with atypia, which having more chances to become carcinoma. And we can see that the glandular crowding, you can see this is one gland, this is another gland, and then this is another gland. They are now more crowded, because when we see in the previous one, they also are crowded, but they are closely packed but not crowded much. But when it goes to the atypia, the glands become crowded in one side, concentrated. And you can see this is a typical example of cellular atypia that can lead to carcinoma. So thank you so much for today's lecture. Hope to see you again.